don't commit a murder and brag about it on Facebook. Shaylin Moran is everyone's worst nightmare when it comes to exes. It all started when she met Leonard Trofield III online and they met up. Within 4 days of them knowing each other, she became hopelessly obsessed with him. And of course, as any normal person would do, he immediately ended things. But that wasn't it for Shaylin. She did not go down easy. She threatened to kill herself by holding a knife to her throat. She tried to jump out of a window. She threatened to kill Leonard and his mother and even shoot up the local YMCA if he didn't get back together with her. As someone who personally dealt with a psycho stalker like her for 2.5 years named Andrew, I have to say that people like this are no joke. They're terrifying. 2 months later, in December, she already had a new boyfriend, Jack Doherty. He showed up to meet her with a 9mm and an engagement ring in which he proposed to her at a New Year's party. At this point, they were already planning the murder. Shaylin had set up the narrative that Leonard was a horrible guy when she tried to file a restraining order for him and it didn't work due to lack of evidence. She claimed that he assaulted her. However, Jack believed her when she made these wild accusations against Leonard, saying that he essayed her, he did all of these horrible things, left her in a cemetery to die, and they planned to kill both Leonard and his mother. Jack, being the stand-up guy that he is, decided to take matters into his own hands. He showed up at the house that Leonard shared with his 54-year-old mother, Cheryl Smith. She answered the door when Jack knocked and was immediately met with 4 bullets in her chest. She was declared dead at the hospital. After finishing the job, Jack took a lift back to where Shaylin was and snapped her. This is what it said. "Now this is for life. I'm yours forever and you're mine." Afterwards, using this picture, the couple announced their engagement on Facebook and bragged about the murder. This is eventually how they were caught. Now, come 2021, Shaylin was convicted after pleading guilty and is serving a lifetime sentence in jail, and Jack is still awaiting trial. Man, what do you guys think? This is just something else. This really hits me hard, though, because, as most of you know, I had a stalker, a violent one, for 2.5 years, and this was always my worst fear. Always my biggest fear. So, what do you guys think?
People who are now free in 2021. Number 1, we have Colin Pitchfork. This is the first man in the UK to be convicted of murder with DNA evidence. He is connected to the murder of 2 15-year-old girls in 1983 and 1986. Both girls were brutally beaten and sexually assaulted before they were strangled. He was given a life sentence with a minimum of 30 years. His parole was reviewed multiple times and was eventually granted on September 1st, 2021. Many have reported and seen him taking a stroll at a park near young families. Number 2, Eric Smith. On August 2nd, 1993, 13-year-old Eric Smith was riding his bike back home when he spotted 4-year-old Derek Roby walking all alone. Smith lured Roby into the forest and proceeded to strangle him before dropping a big rock onto his head. Roby's body was found later that afternoon. 6 days later, Smith confessed to his mother and he was soon taken into custody. After 27 years behind bars, he was scheduled to be released on November 17, 2021.
More than 2 decades behind bars, the man who killed a 4-year-old boy when he was 13 is set to be released.